And hello, wherever you happen to be watching from Carrow Road in Norwich. I'm Derek Ray, and keeping me company in the commentary box today is, of course, Stuart Robson. And it's all about action from the Premier League in this case. It's Norwich City taking on Chelsea.
Thanks, Derek. Well, both managers will be reminding their players of starting the game quickly, hitting the opposition back, playing the ball forward and regaining possession as quickly as possible. Hopefully, we get a really good game here.
Well, Kai Havertz, a gifted, naturally left-footed player who can dominate any game. Stuart, what do you expect to see from him today?
Well, he's such a natural finisher. He has everything a good goal scorer needs. Composure, technique and awareness. He will certainly need to be tightly marked today.
And here's the Norwich City starting 11.
Well, on paper, it looks a fairly cautious approach, because unless their wing-backs can get into more advanced areas, I'm not sure where the attacking width will come from.
And this is how it looks for Chelsea. Edouard Mendy starts in goal. Thiago Silva plays with Andreas Christensen in central defence. Jorginho plays alongside Mateo Kovacic in central midfield. And it's an interesting looking attacking constellation with three forwards listed from the start. It ought to be a really interesting battle. Chelsea kick off. Lesmelu. Oh, and a perfect ball now. How about this? Well, it looked as though he might be onto something, but his timing left a bit to be desired.
Yeah, that's frustrating, because he's just been too impatient there. He doesn't need to make his movement quite so early.
Mateo Kovacic. Here's Mount. Tremendous ball played through. And the cross comes to nothing. He'll try his luck here. And the keeper flings himself at the ball. Going short. Plays it back. Nicely saved. Josh Sargent. Onto Lemelou. And taking it away. They've lost it. Timo Werner. Attacking possibilities for Chelsea. But they took care of the situation defensively. Lesmelu. They're not giving their opponents any time to breathe. And Kovacic seeing his pass intercepted. McLean. Norman. Patient enough build-up. Can they carve out a chance? Well, trying to take their time, but not enough care on the ball. Aarons. Lesmelu. Teemu Pukki. Will it happen for them? Kenny McLean now. Josh Sargent. And the keeper getting across to stop it. Playing it in. Relatively straightforward to mop up defensively. Decent position. Now with Lemelou. Happy to take on the shot. And how about that for a save? Can someone get on the end of this? Just unable to take advantage of that developing situation. Sargent. On the ball, Pierre Lesmelu. Well, they're keeping their opponents moving and guessing. Now he must favour the cross. Werner. Saul. Well, when you sit off like this, you invite pressure. And dispossessed. Saul. Werner with it now. Havertz. Mount. And back with Havertz. Must take the lead here. He read it well, but still work to do. Havertz. Spectacular save. Top-class goalkeeping. They take it short. And Kovacic seeing his pass intercepted. And they're trying to get right into his face. Josh Sargent. Havertz. On to Jorginho. It is now with Jorginho, but quick thinking defensively. That is a wonderful challenge, and they've kept the ball to boot. And Chelsea looking dangerous. Kai Havertz. Superb defensive judgment to end the attack. Lesmelu. Still passing it around with authority. Mateo Kovacic. Mount. And Havertz. Mount. And return to Kovacic. And the challenge halts them in their tracks. Well, not the greatest pass, easily intercepted. Now Chelsea in a position of menace. And with that, the attack fizzles out. And fine work from Chelsea to win the ball back. Mount. And Kai Havertz. And danger still. A chance now with the corner. And short it is. Timo Werner. Kovacic. And a goalkeeper in great form.
And he's just pulled off an absolutely stunning save there. That is brilliant.
It's a short corner. Fruitful looking attack. Can he put them in front? Well, it was a wonderful chance, but the goalkeeper comes through.
Yes, Derek, we have to give credit to the keeper, but surely he should have scored there. That's a big, big chance.
And over comes the corner. Goalkeeper's ball, it was always going to be that way. Tackling and winning the ball to boot. Intercepting it intelligently. What can Chelsea do from this position? Mount. And back with Azpilicueta. Deep delivery. Well, not cleared away completely. And problem solved for now. This might be ideal for the counter. Going well. Williams. Looking for that final pass. Looking for the goal that would put them ahead. And a goal kick given. Well, quite simply, he hasn't been able to make his mark in attack in this game, Stuart.
Yeah, you're right. He's looked a bit lethargic today. I'd like to see him demanding the ball more, working the defenders harder, and unless he does that, I can't see him affecting the scoreline here.
Azpilicueta. Now with Jorginho. They're certainly allowing their opponents to come onto them. At times they make passing look easy. The tackle completely mistimed, and you would expect a booking under the circumstances. Well, the referee has taken note of his name and number.
Well, I think he can count himself a bit unlucky there, but it was certainly a foul.
Well, he's going to be cross with himself, straight into that human barrier. And the counter looks on here, options available. McLean. Josh Sargent. And Chelsea regaining possession. Havertz. Here's Kovacic. Thiago Silva. Kai Havertz. Well, nicely cut out. Now what can they do with the ball? So 3 minutes of stoppage time it'll be. Mount. Azpilicueta. Now with Jorginho. A bit scruffy with the ball, Kovacic. Counter-attacking, very much an option. Azpilicueta. And Havertz. And the whistle is sounded for half-time in this game. Well, he was one of the better players in the first half, but needed to be better still. Stuart, your thoughts?
Yes, there's certainly room for improvement. He's struggled to have any real impact on the game. He hasn't got on the ball enough, and when he has, he's given it away cheaply. But I'm sure we'll see a marked improvement in the second half.
It ought to be a really interesting battle. Chelsea kick off. And the cross comes to nothing. And the keeper flings himself at the ball. And the keeper getting across to stop it. Now with Lemelou. Happy to take on the shot. And how about that for a save? Havertz. Spectacular save. Top-class goalkeeping. Kovacic. And a goalkeeper in great form.
And he's just pulled off an absolutely stunning save there. That is brilliant.
Fruitful-looking attack. Well, it was a wonderful chance, but the goalkeeper comes through.
Yes, Derek, we have to give credit to the keeper, but sure...
Well, the referee has taken note of his name and number.
Well, I think...
The teams are ready to have a go at each other again as the second half commences. A good effective pressure high up the pitch. Went in strongly, decisively. Matthias Norman. McLean. Plenty of forward momentum here, but can they produce? Lemelou. Just looking for the right moment for that final pass. Well, possibilities in the centre. Cross towards that far post. But keeper's ball. Read it superbly to take back possession. Jorginho. Now Chelsea in a position of menace. They could nudge in front. Oh, that was begging to be put home, but the goalkeeper has it. Lemelou. Pukki. On and on he goes, but really sticking to the task defensively. Mateo Kovacic. And Havertz. They've won back possession. And the referee has awarded the free kick. He tried to play advantage, but it wasn't forthcoming. Well, that could be the final warning.
Well, he needs to be careful now. Next foul, and it's a card.
Substitution then. Let's see how it affects the match. Matthias Norman. On to Lemelou. Good visualisation and execution. Clattered away. Definitely look as though they want to make this move count. This looks promising. Superb save.
Well, he should score, of course, but that's a brilliant save. Well, they've been frustrated for quite a while now, but these fans have suddenly come to life.
Substitution for Chelsea.
Now they're going to alter things. Here's the substitution.
Number 5, Jorginho, to be replaced by number 7, N'Golo Kante.
Delivering it. Well, it has come to nothing. Might really be able to trouble them here. Oh, good defending to stop a decent-looking attack. Timo Werner. Conte now. Werner. Now, will they be able to play it in behind the defence? Kai Havertz. That is a very fine challenge in difficult circumstances. Werner. Well, that header was never going to be problematic for the goalkeeper. Lemelou. Aarons. Pukki on the offensive. Lemelou. In position. Full credit. Wonderful stop. Azpilicueta. Now with Havertz. Well, a good tackle. Mateo Kovacic. A real opening now. That's a foul, and it will be a potentially dangerous free kick. Decent technique, but the goalkeeper did his job. McLean. Pukki. Well, not quite what he wanted to do with the pass. N'Golo Kante. And he's in. Well kept out.
Substitution for
Here it is now, a substitution.
Number 19, Mason Mount. Coming onto the pitch, number 9, Romelu Lukaku.
Who's going to get on the end of it? Well, the attack finally comes to nothing, and the keeper has it. Rashica. Excellent defending. Saul. Havertz. Werner. Passing it around, looking for the goal that would put them ahead. Havertz. In position to give them the lead, maybe. And diving to thwart him. Elects to go short. Lukaku. Now we're inside the final 15 minutes. Aarons. Really a very poor ball. Lukaku! Oh, and it goes at long last. Deadlock broken. Well,
this is a very tidy finish, as you can see. He's under so much pressure, but his strength just allows him to hit through the ball cleanly. It's an excellent goal.
well, they've been getting the substitute ready, and now they will make the personnel change. What a big moment in the dying embers. Will it prove decisive here?
Substitution for Chelsea. Coming off the pitch, number 28, Aston coming onto the pitch.
McLean.
Number 12, Ruben Loftus-Cheek.
Rashica. In a position from which they could potentially do a bit of damage here. Kenny McLean now. Well, getting it forward, but they need an equaliser. Fruitful looking attack. Really important piece of last-ditch defending. Chalobah. And back with Edouard Mendy. Well, we're inside the final 10 minutes in this one. Top-class defending. Well, on the cusp of full-time, the home side keep plugging away but find themselves on the wrong end of the scoreline. Stuart, your thoughts on what you've seen?
Well, they've certainly lacked a goal threat up to this point. There's been little invention, no real combination play around the box, and the crosses have been erratic. But there is still time to find that moment of inspiration.
And a tidy challenge. That is how to apply the pressure. Has a go. Can they slot it home? Well, the goalkeeper got there in the end.
Well, his recovery is brilliant here. So athletic. Well, that save has just about kept them in it. But they have to pose more of a threat at the other end.
Well, possibilities in the centre. Loftus-Cheek. Perfect challenge. Well, a bad pass it was. And that's destined to run all the way through to the keeper. Lukaku. Now with Havertz. And he did well to cut it out. And a poor ball. Saul. But strong play here on the shielding front.
Well, the fans are driving their team on here, but can they respond with a goal?
Oh, hang on, Stuart. Big chance here. Excellent save.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's a top quality save, but they're running out of time here.
And short it is. Conte. Has the strength to hang on to it. Well, no luck keeping possession. Hanley. Matthias Norman. Onto Lemelou. And that'll be offside. Conte. And there we have it, the final whistle. A frustrating day for Norwich and their supporters. What did you make of it?
Well, Derek, certainly not their best performance, was it? Just a little bit off the pace for me, and obviously a disappointing result. But the key thing is they bounce back now, and they can't afford a repeat performance.
Romelu Lukaku does know how to take a game by the scruff of the neck. What would be your verdict on his performance?
Yeah, good performance and a really critical goal to give them the lead. They just couldn't cope with his movement today.
And the cross comes to nothing. And the keeper flings himself at the ball. And the keeper getting across to stop it. Now with Lemelou. Happy to take on the shot. And how about that for a save? Havertz. Spectacular save. Top-class goalkeeping. Kovacic. And a goalkeeper in great form.
And he's just pulled off an absolutely stunning save there. That is brilliant.
Fruitful looking attack. Well, it was a wonderful chance, but the goalkeeper comes through.
Yes, Derek, we have to give credit to the keeper, but...
This looks promising. Superb save.
Well, he should score, of course, but that's a brilliant save. Well, they've been frustrated for quite a while now.
Well kept out. In possession to give them the lead, maybe. And diving to thwart him. Lukaku! Oh, and it goes at long last. Deadlock broken. Will that be the one that gives... Oh, hang on, Stuart. Big chance here. Excellent save.
Well, you're absolutely right. It's a top quality save, but they're running out of time here.